Imagine a user opens your website and types their username and password, then clicks the login button. First, the browser sends the form data to the server using either GET or POST method. The server receives the form, retrieves the input values, processes them, and then sends a response back to the browser, which is displayed to the user. Now, let's take a closer look at how the GET and POST methods sends data to the server differently. First, let's start with the GET method. The user fills out the form and clicks the login button. With the GET method, the data is first converted into a URL friendly string, then attached directly to the URL, which means it's visible in the address bar. This method is usually used for simple requests like searching or filtering data where security isn't a concern. Now, let's see the same scenario with the POST method. With the POST method, the data is sent securely inside a request body, kind of like putting your data inside an envelope before sending it. The data isn't visible in the URL, making it safer for sensitive information like username and password. That's why the POST method is commonly used for login forms or any action that changes data on the server. Now that we have understand what is GET and what is POST, let's submit this form which I have already created. So to submit this form in the server, first thing I have to type in here is the action. In the action, you will pass the URL in which you want to send this form. So in my case, I'm going to use the same PHP page for form submission. So in that case, I will just type here login.php. After that, inside my form, I have to specify the method of this form. So I want to send it to the server as a post or as a GET. So let's type method and then type the method type. So GET. First, we are going to use the GET to submit our form. Then we are going to use the post method. Now, if I don't add anything else and directly type here something, let's type something abc at gmail.com, password something. And now if I click login, so let's make it big and you can check the URL also. So if when I click the login button, it will submit my form by adding these fields inside my URL. As you guys can see in here, I can see the email and that password also. Now let's change this to post method. So let's change the GET to post and resubmit our form. Let's clear everything from the URL. Let's type our email abc at gmail.com, password also. Now when I click the login button, I don't get anything and my form gets reset. So it will send this form values inside the request body. That's why we don't see anything in our URL. Now let's see how we can access or how we can fetch this data in our server in PHP. So to access this fields value in our PHP, let's type our PHP code in here. PHP, we have three super globals. One is GET, the second one is POST, and the third one is request. So to access a form data which is sent by GET, we can access it using GET. Same which the form which is sent using POST, we can access it by POST. And if you want to access both GET and POST form data, you can use request. Let's see start with the gate. So to access the this form which we use gate, let's change this gate in our PHP. In here we will type $sign, then underscore and gate. Then this is an array, so we will open our square brackets and we will type the field name. So in our case we have email and we have password. So let's copy the email and password and add it in here. So get email, let's create separate for each of them. Get password. Now we can access our inputs in here. So let's echo them. Let's type echo email and echo password. Now let's refresh, continue. Right now we are getting this error with saying that undefined array key email and password because we have our form is empty. We don't have anything inside our form. That's why we get this error. But as soon as if I submit this form, let's type the password as well. When I click login, I get my values and the error is gone. But whenever I delete it, so whenever the user enters our page for the first time, he will see this error. To solve this, we can use this operator which starts with double question mark and anything you want to display if this key is not available. So in my case, I want to show an empty string. Same for the password. So double question mark and empty string. Now I don't get any errors in my page even if there is no values. As soon as I type anything, so ab@a.com and the password also, I can get or see my data. So this is how we can use gate. Say it same for that post as well. So let's change this to post, the method to post. And in here, instead of gate, let's comment them out. We will just echo $sign post and we will type our field name. Let's add for password as well. Post. Okay. So now we are going to submit our form as a post. So no need for this. Let's refresh. Let's type email, password, then press the login button. I got my email but not password. The reason is because I mistyped the field name in here. Now I can get my password and my email. Now, if I change this back to gate and submit this form, look what happened. Login, I don't get anything because my data send this values as a gate. So if you want to get your data without the gate or post super globals in mind, you can use echo. So sorry, you can use request and you will pass your field name. Same, let's add for the password as well. Now, doesn't matter if I send my form as a gate or as a post, I can get my values. So right now at gate, I can see my values. If I change it to post, I can still see my values. So if I remove it, refresh, add a new value, login, I get my values. So these are the three super globals which we can use to fetch the data from a form.